Welcome back. The first ever National Justice Summit, which held in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, has culminated in the adoption of a national judicial policy, which will streamline rules of procedure in the various courts across the country. We have details of that summit in this next report.
The National Summit, organized by the Federal Ministry of Justice, attracted members of the executive, the legislature, and cause members of the bench and the bar, all interested in providing opportunities and platforms to strengthen collaboration, coordination, and consensus building among justice sector institutions for more effective service delivery, promotion of the rule of law, and socio-economic development. The Supreme Court is very worried about the issue of delays in the court cases, and the Chief Justice of Nigeria, represented by a Justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Mary Odili, is confident that strengthening the rules of procedure will address the issues.
The courts shoulder heavy responsibilities in trying cases and settling disputes. This weight of responsibility has caused a considerable time to be taken in the delivery of judgments. There has been a public outcry on delay, high cost of litigation, and congestion in our various courts. The state courts have the freedom to set up their own procedures on dispensation of cases, which must ultimately be based on the prevailing statutory laws and precedents set by the apex court. The federal and state courts have different powers and jurisdiction, which structurally make up the judiciary, with the Supreme Court at the apex. Each court enjoys independence on its decision to dispense justice, which can only be reviewed by a superior court via the appeal court. There is therefore a need to streamline the rules of procedure in the courts in an effort to reduce delays in the disposal of cases, as justice delayed is said to be justice denied.
The Senate is very interested in the delivery of justice, and so the representative of the Senate President welcomes the idea of the national policy on justice.
Justice is about keeping our people safe, tackling harm, rehabilitating, supporting victims, and administering the rule of law. Therefore, the need for a national policy on justice is a welcome development. There is a unanimous agreement that the administration of justice in Nigeria urgently craves for serious reforms in order to match the challenges that has arisen with globalization and changes in our society.
The president of Nigerian Bar also speaks about some of the initiatives the bar is making to push for the reform of the justice sector in the country.
I'm happy for another reason, which is that this coincides with the effort we're also making at the Bar Association to initiate a major reform of the legal profession. We have just gone through a major process of putting together our thoughts and putting together our various sort of recommendations after extensive work and deliberations at a very high level. And we've had town hall meetings at various places across the country. And now we have a draft bill which we intend to push through to the National Assembly. What it seeks to do really is to bring together all the various legislations affecting the legal profession, from the Law Council for Legal Education to the Legal Practitioners Act, and really come up with a very well-defined, clearly thought through new set of ideas and policies that will help us to push the legal profession to the next level.
Representatives of the UNODC and other speakers dwelt on issues of outdated legislation, inadequate infrastructure and facilities, inadequate framework for correctional and restorative justice affecting the Nigerian justice system. At the end of the discussions, participants made recommendations that the national policy on justice should include review of the procedural laws, the establishment of the National Human Rights Fund, alternative dispute resolution, and more independence for the judiciary.